412,000 kilometers. That is how far a Honda CR-V in Saitama, Japan, and traveled on its original engine and original CVT transmission. Same assembly line as yours. Same Sayama plant. Same Honda genuine parts. How many kilometers are on your CR-V right now? This is the question that should keep every CR-V owner up at night. Why does the average CR-V in North America barely survive 190,000 kilometers before needing major powertrain work? The answer comes down to 7 maintenance mistakes. 83% of Western CR-V owners are making every single one of them, every single year. Japanese Honda mechanics eliminated these mistakes from their service protocol decades ago. Your dealer has never mentioned a single one. Mistake number 4 is so critical that Honda issued a technical service bulletin about it, yet most CR-V owners have no idea it exists. Here is exactly what those Japanese mechanics know that your service advisor is not telling you. Mistake number 1, you are trusting the maintenance minder as your only guide. Honda's maintenance minder system calculates oil change intervals based on your driving conditions, and for drivers who mostly use highways, it can push intervals all the way to 16,000 kilometers. That sounds efficient. But when was the last time you actually checked what interval your maintenance minder was recommending? Japanese Honda mechanics call anything past 8,000 kilometers dangerously long. Here is why. The Earth Dreams engine family uses an iVTEC system with variable timing control that relies entirely on clean oil pressure to actuate the VTC actuator. When oil degrades past 8,000 kilometers, acid numbers climb and additive packages break down. The maintenance minder algorithm was calibrated to meet EPA fuel economy and waste reduction targets. It was not designed to maximize engine longevity. In Japan, Honda dealer service departments change oil on CR-Vs between 5,000 and 7,500 kilometers, regardless of what the minder displays. Think about that. The engineers who built your engine do not trust the system that tells you when to change the oil. The fix costs you nothing. Ignore the maintenance minder for oil changes and follow the Japanese interval. 7,500 kilometers maximum, full synthetic 0 W20 or 5 W30 in warmer climates. But that is just the first mistake. The second one is costing CR-V owners $4,000 to $6,000 in transmission replacements that never needed to happen. Mistake number 2, you have never changed your continuously variable transmission fluid, CVT fluid. When was the last time you had your CVT fluid changed? If you cannot remember, you are not alone. North American maintenance schedules call CVT fluid a lifetime fill or recommend changes only under severe conditions. Japanese Honda mechanics change it every 40,000 to 60,000 kilometers as standard protocol. Once you understand how Honda's CVT actually works, you will understand why. Honda's continuously variable transmission uses a steel push belt running between dual cone pulleys. During normal operation, microscopic metal particles shear off the belt and pulley contact surfaces and accumulate in the fluid. By 80,000 kilometers without a fluid change, analysis consistently shows elevated iron and aluminum particle counts. Those particles act like sandpaper against the very surfaces they came from. Honda's HCF2 fluid is specifically formulated for their CVT and costs roughly $10 to $16 per quart, depending on where you buy it. A full drain and refill uses about 3.9 quarts for front-wheel drive models and 4.5 quarts for all-wheel drive. That is under $70 in fluid to protect a transmission that costs $4,000 to $6,000 to replace. Japanese mechanics perform this service religiously. Many American CR-V owners drive 150,000 kilometers without ever touching the CVT fluid. Then they wonder why the transmission starts shuddering. And if you think a neglected CVT is expensive, the next mistake involves a component most CR-V owners do not even know exists. Mistake number 3. You have never changed your rear differential fluid. Every all-wheel drive CR-V has a rear differential with its own fluid reservoir, completely independent from the engine oil and CVT fluid. Honda recommends replacement every 50,000 to 60,000 kilometers under normal conditions. Most Western CR-V owners have never had this fluid changed. Many have never heard of it. Do you even know where your rear differential drain plug is? The rear differential in all-wheel drive CR-V models uses an electromagnetic clutch pack that engages automatically when the system detects front wheel slip. Old differential fluid loses its friction modifier properties, causing the clutch pack to engage harshly or slip entirely. That leads to premature wear on the coupling mechanism, a $1,200 to $1,800 repair. Honda dual pump fluid too costs approximately $12 per quart, and the system takes less than 1 quart. The service takes 15 minutes and $12 versus $1,800 for a differential replacement. Japanese mechanics change it every 3rd or 4th oil change without question. That contrast should concern you, but it does not come close to what mistake number 4 reveals about a fundamental design vulnerability in over 5 million Honda engines worldwide. Mistake number 4. You are ignoring oil dilution in the 1.5-liter turbo. This is the issue Honda documented in Technical Service Bulletin 17083. The majority of CR-V owners still do not know it exists. Has your dealer ever mentioned this bulletin to you? And did they apply the software update to your vehicle without you even knowing? Dongfeng Honda recalled the CR-V over this issue in 2018. In North America, it was handled quietly through a software update that most owners never received. The L15B 1.5-liter turbocharged engine in 5th generation CR-V suffers from fuel dilution of engine oil during short trips and cold weather driving. The direct injection system sprays fuel at extremely high pressure into the combustion chamber. During cold operating conditions, not all fuel vaporizes completely. Unburned fuel washes past the piston rings and accumulates in the crankcase. Over time, the oil level actually rises above the full mark on the dipstick. Not because oil is being added, but because gasoline is mixing into your engine oil. That diluted oil has dramatically reduced viscosity and lubricating properties. Honda's updated Technical Service Bulletin included an engine control unit software update that raises engine operating temperatures faster during cold starts, but it only reduces the problem. It does not eliminate it. Japanese Honda mechanics in cold climate regions smell the dipstick at every single service visit. If the oil smells like gasoline and the level reads above the full mark, they change the oil immediately. Check your dipstick this week. Smell it. If you drive a 2017 to 2022 CR-V with the 1.5 turbo, that single check could save your engine. And while that mistake threatens your engine, the next one threatens something far more important: your safety. Mistake number 5, you have never changed your brake fluid. Honda recommends brake fluid replacement every 3 years regardless of mileage. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the atmosphere through microscopic pores in brake lines and the master cylinder reservoir. After 3 years, moisture content typically reaches 3 to 4%. At that contamination level, the boiling point drops from the factory 230 degrees Celsius down below 170 degrees Celsius. During aggressive braking, highway stops, mountain descents, and emergency situations, that contaminated fluid can boil inside the calipers. Vapor bubbles compress instead of transmitting hydraulic pressure. The result is a soft, spongy pedal or complete brake fade at the exact moment you need stopping power most. Japanese mechanics treat brake fluid changes as non-negotiable safety maintenance. Every Shaken inspection in Japan includes a brake fluid quality check. The cost of a brake fluid flush at a Honda dealer runs roughly $80 to $120. The cost of degraded braking in an emergency is immeasurable. How many years has it been since your brake fluid was changed? Most Western CR-V owners cannot answer that question because most have never had it done. Mistake number 6. You are neglecting your air filters. When was the last time you even looked at your engine air filter? The CR-V's engine air filter directly affects the air-fuel ratio that the ECU calibrates around. A restricted filter forces the ECU to enrich the fuel mixture, increasing fuel consumption by 5 to 8% and accelerating carbon buildup on intake valves. On the 1.5-liter turbo, a dirty air filter also increases turbocharger inlet restriction, forcing the Mitsubishi TD5 turbo to spin faster to maintain boost pressure. That accelerates bearing wear inside the turbocharger housing. The cabin air filter is equally neglected. A clogged cabin filter restricts airflow through the HVAC system, forcing the blower motor to work harder and reducing air conditioning efficiency. That puts additional load on the compressor, which can cost $700 to $1,200 to replace. Both filters cost under $25 each and take less than 5 minutes to replace. Japanese mechanics inspect them at every service. Western quick lube chains either skip them entirely or charge $60 to $80 for a $15 filter. Your dealer profits from your ignorance on this one. Do not let them. And that brings us to mistake number 7. The single habit that destroys more turbocharged CR-V engines than any component failure. You shut off the engine the moment you park. Be honest. After a highway drive, do you idle your engine before turning it off? Almost nobody does. The 1.5-liter turbo operates with a water-cooled Mitsubishi turbocharger that reaches exhaust gas temperatures exceeding 800 degrees Celsius under load. When you shut off the engine immediately after highway driving, the oil circulating through the turbo bearing housing stops flowing. The residual heat from the turbine housing cooks the stagnant oil, forming carbon deposits called coke that accumulate on the turbo shaft bearings. Over time, this coking restricts oil flow, causes accelerated wear, increases shaft play, and eventually kills the turbo entirely. A turbocharger replacement on a CR-V with the 1.5-liter turbo costs between $2,000 and $3,300 at a dealer. The fix costs nothing. After highway driving or any sustained high RPM driving, idle the engine for 60 to 90 seconds before shutting off. That is it. 90 seconds of idling allows the turbo to spin down and the oil to carry away residual heat. Honda's ECU does include an electric water pump that continued a circulating coolant briefly after shutdown, but it does not circulate oil. The oil side cooling depends entirely on the engine running. 90 seconds, zero cost. That is the easiest maintenance habit a CR-V owner can adopt, and almost nobody in the West practices it. That CR-V in Saitama with 412,000 kilometers did not survive on luck. It survived because 7 simple maintenance disciplines were followed at every single service interval. Japanese Honda mechanics treat those disciplines as non-negotiable. You now know every one of them. So the real question is, which of these 7 mistakes are you going to fix first? Check your dipstick this week. Smell it, look at the level. If you drive a 2017 to 2022 CR-V with the 1.5-liter turbo, that single check could save your engine. In our next video, we reveal the hidden Honda diagnostic system that lets you read your own engine codes without a dealer scan tool, saving you the $185 your service advisor charges for 90 seconds of work. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Your engine remembers everything.